So instead, Master Huineng used the words awakening, proper understanding, and purity. This way, people will not misunderstand and think of a Buddha statue for the Buddha jewel, a sutra for the Dharma jewel, or a Buddhist monk or nun for the Sangha jewel, because these are not what we return to. We need to take refuge in our self-nature, Buddha. We read in the Awakening of the Faith Sutra, the self-nature awareness is innate. We need to return and rely upon our innate awakening, to return from delusions to awakening is to rely on our innate enlightenment. This is to take refuge in the Buddha. We are not to take refuge by relying upon him. We are to return from our delusion and rely upon our innate self-nature, our Buddha nature. It is essential to understand the importance of returning to our self-nature enlightenment. But we must remember not to rely on images, for as is said, a clay statue crossing a river cannot even protect itself. How can it help us to cross safely? In the second step, we take refuge in the Dharma, returning from incorrect views by relying upon proper views and understanding. Dharma is the proper understanding and viewpoint of life and the universe. The Dharma jewel is the infinite, innate wisdom of our self-nature that is also called prajna wisdom. Relying upon this wisdom to correct our erroneous thoughts, speech, and behavior is the meaning of taking refuge in the Dharma jewel. Among the three jewels, the Dharma is the primary one that we should return and rely upon in this day and age. In other words, prajna wisdom will be our primary concern. However, our innate wisdom cannot be quickly restored. Then what should we follow in the meantime? Before our prajna wisdom has been fully restored, we follow the sutras and use them as our guidelines. Sutras are recorded teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni that describe the true reality of life and the universe. If our thinking coincides with the sutras, then our understanding is correct, is in accordance with what the enlightened beings understand. For example, We should respect and care for our parents and teachers, be compassionate, and not kill any living beings, and practice the 10 virtuous conducts. If our perception is different from the Buddha's, we must have gone off track, because everything in the sutras is true. People may wonder, in this modern age, why we should be following what was taught 3,000 years ago. We may boast of our technological advancements, but we still need to use mechanical instruments to record sound and images. Enlightened beings do not need to use such instruments. They know everything in the past, present, and future throughout the entire universe. Without a video camera, they can manifest all of the Buddha lands for us. What ability enables them to do so without the aid of any machines? It is the ultimate, perfect understanding, the virtue of our self-nature, able to generate everything. It can make everything possible. All of our machines come from our wandering thoughts. When we compare our abilities to those of enlightened beings, ours are unbelievably far behind. Thus, we need to affirm and accept that the Buddha's teachings are correct, are true. We would do well to sever our discriminatory thoughts and cultivate by following what the Buddha taught. However, we must beware of fraudulent sutras. It is easy for us to encounter books that are reputed to be sutras, especially in a modern world that promotes freedom of speech and publication, where essentially anyone can publish books. In ancient times, when the sutras were initially brought into China, each one had to undergo a strict examination by experts. This was followed by the emperor's seal of approval to prove its authenticity. Even the sutra commentaries of ancient patriarchs underwent the scrutiny of highly accomplished monks and scholars of the time. Before receiving the emperor's approval,